Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I thought I'll just give this session so that I can help you guys with cracking Selenium interview. Because in the past 2 months, I have attended around 7 to 8 companies, which included some 3, 4 MNCs also. And I got selected in 2 companies also. I'm awaiting an offer from one of the company. So it's like attending 7 to 8 interviews, you get a good exposure as to what all questions can be asked in Selenium.
Okay.
Right.
So now I need an input from your side, like for that client, for VIPL's client, I think some of you guys attended the interview, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if you could just take 3 minutes and each one of you, like starting from I see Chetali. Chetali, can you just start? Did you attend that telephonic interview?
Yes, I did.
You cleared?
Yeah.
Okay, could you just share the questions in short?
Should I just
Just read it out. You have written in
speak?
the group
Okay.
also, na? Just read it out
Yeah. Right.
so that others
Okay.
can.
Just
Yeah.
sure. Just give me a minute. Yeah. The first question was like the common one, to just tell about yourself.
Okay.
Then they started with my
Just
experience.
no. Just tell me. I'm concentrating on this webinar only on Selenium, not Java, not manual testing. Okay, only on
Okay.
Selenium.
Okay.
So tell me questions only on Selenium. That would be done.
Okay, since I was like a fresher, so she asked me that how much like do you know about Selenium WebDriver? So I
Okay.
started with locators and I mentioned testng and the page object model. So she asked me question on locators,
Okay.
yeah, what all locators you use and what is the difference between absolute and
Yeah, that's
relative
a common question for all
locator.
the. Okay, I got
XPath.
it.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, and then she asked me basically the syntax to write the XPaths to basically to
Okay,
find the elements.
done. I will cover it. Next.
Yeah, then to compare the text value if we have some text
Okay,
that needs
got
to be
it.
compared through.
Next, you can use assert. Next.
Yeah, and then how do you handle alerts? I did not know that because we didn't cover it in our
Okay,
this
not an
lecture.
issue. Next.
Yeah, then she asked me about some methods in actions class.
Mouse over actions. Okay, next.
Yeah, I think that's it. I would recollect.
Okay, Diksha, did you attend?
Yes, I attended.
Okay. Could you tell me the questions in
Yeah,
short, the way Chetali said?
yeah. Actually, I mentioned him that only 2 or 3 classes were done in
Okay.
Selenium, and I know only IDE.
Okay.
Since I had automation background, not on
Okay.
Selenium but on another tool, so
Okay.
he basically asked me about the type of framework I worked on, what kind of
No,
framework it
no.
was, what was my
Okay. You just tell me the Selenium questions. Any questions on Selenium
on
with it?
yes, on Selenium, he asked me if I know about the locators, XPath, how
Okay.
what all locators I use,
Okay. Okay.
how to find XPath.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it, no? Okay. And Sujata, what about you?
Yeah, ma'am. She asked me about means what do you know about selenium? Means
Okay.
I said her to means I am currently
Training
doing classes
undergoing.
of selenium.
Undergoing training.
So
Okay.
yes. So
Okay.
I said like testng and classes, objects, etc.
Hmm.
So she asked me tell me annotations in testng
Okay.
and then asked about that part XPath, how to use XPath,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and then differences between uh, those absolute
Absolute
and
and
relevant
relative expert. Okay. 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 That's it.
and other manual. Yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Trupti, did you attend or have you undergone any interview for Selenium as of now? I know you are experienced.
Yeah,
You have undergone any interview of late
a few months back I had gone for the interview.
for Selenium, right?
Yes.
So could you just tell me in short only the Selenium questions, not Java and manual, only Selenium. If you could share your
Yeah, sure.
experience. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. While automation is required, then what
Okay.
is the XPath? Then what is
Okay.
implicit and explicit weight?
Okay.
What are the different locators?
Okay.
What is the set speed method?
Which one?
Set speed.
Set speed. Okay. Even I'm not aware. I think we should take help of
Yeah,
Govind
even
and
I
Pankaj.
got stuck at that
Sure,
time.
sure. I'll.
Then,
Okay.
yeah. Then syntax for top down.
Okay. Select. Okay.
And then what is a test ng
Okay.
and how to use it?
Okay. That was a question for Selenium, right?
Yes.
Okay, for today I have just prepared one the Word document. I thought I'll just
Mm-hmm.
cover XPath again as a revision, and we'll start with XPath. Then we'll
Mm-hmm.
have mouse over actions, and then we'll have window handling and frames. Okay.
Okay,
So
Priya ma'am,
yeah, tell me,
one
Sujata.
request, one request. So see, these questions like differences between, paths and all
Absolute
this means
and
Selenium related things we can understand very easily. Means,
okay.
you, if possible, please focus on Java part,
Java, I
means
think
hash
I
map
can.
and
Okay, Java, I think we can take it. Even I need to brush up nicely. I think we can have it in the next weekend because for today I have
okay,
prepared for Selenium.
okay, no problem. Okay,
Okay,
then we can
and
go ahead with Selenium.
yeah, okay, Sujata.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll start.
Yes,
See,
please.
XPath basically there are three types. Govind must see there is absolute XPath, relative XPath, and partial XPath. Okay. So, and there is one, this is a short interview question on XPath. You attend small
Right.
companies or MNC. They will ask you, what is the questions asked on XPath would be, what is absolute XPath? Which would you prefer? Absolute XPath or relative XPath? Okay.
Correct.
And they will ask you,
Relative.
yes, relative, correct. And they will ask you why you are not going for absolute XPath.
Yeah.
So if they ask you why you're not going for absolute XPath, you should say that suppose, see, in absolute XPath, we use single slash, and at that time, the XPath engine will start searching for the element right from the root node, that is HTML, to the node which we
Right.
are inspecting. That is the meaning of that single slash. And double slash, which we use for partial XPath and relative XPath and double relative XPath, it means it can search for intermediate nodes. Directly, you can jump to an intermediate node and then start searching the element. Okay. So they will ask you what is the difference between single slash and double slash you write in your absolute XPath and relative XPath. So you have to answer this the way I told. And absolute XPath example would be, you know it, right? What is absolute XPath? I don't think I need to focus on it because it's, we don't use it in real-time application. Hello?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay. You just stop me wherever you have doubt, okay? On the part which
Sure.
I'm taking, okay? Then the relative XPath, can anyone tell me the syntax for relative XPath? Anyone? Diksha? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can you give me the syntax for relative XPath?
It's with double slash, right?
Yes, yes, it is with double slash.
Yeah. I mean, we can skip in between nodes, and we can directly write
No,
the
I asked if in the,
right,
listen, interview, they will,
syntax.
yeah, I asked you what the syntax for relative, you give me the syntax for relative XPath.
I did cover that part actually. My training is not done.
Okay, no problem. XPath is not covered for you. You are in the new batch.
Yes, only the XPath covered under ID, Selenium ID. So
Oh,
I know
you
what
have not,
XPaths are and how to write on ID, not on
okay.
WebDriver.
Okay, no problem. Then, Chetali, can you just help me with relative XPath syntax?
Yeah, sure. We can start it with a double slash,
Correct.
and I can use any locator, like I can use ID or I can use class,
See,
and in
1 minute.
brackets, yeah.
Chitali, 1 minute. See,
Uh,
when you're
Ma'am,
sitting in, hello?
Yeah, Priya. Good.
See, Chitali, when you're sitting in front of the interviewer, he doesn't have time to
Yeah.
listen. And we have to
Okay.
take his time so that he listens to us. So we cannot be
Yeah.
telling some, I'm just telling you from my experience, okay? because they will be like keeping on shooting questions one after the other. So they want something like short and sweet. So if they ask you what is the syntax for relative expert, just say / tag name, square bracket open, @attribute name, assigned value, value in single quotes, square bracket close. That's it.
Okay.
You just have to give the syntax, or if you're in a telephonic interview, they will ask you the syntax. You have to say it. But if you are on a face-to-face interview, they may ask you to write it down. But now
I think writing it down is quite easy.
It is easy, but you should be equally equipped by telling on face-to-face only, because many companies take a telephonic interview also. Because I have attended interview in Accenture for telephonic, and they didn't intimate me also that today I will be having my telephonic interview. Directly at 11 morning, they called me. Within 1 minute, they said, we are going to start your telephonic interview. So you should be prepared every time. An XPath should be in your fingertips for sure, because it's if you don't know XPath, how to write the XPath for any element in a web page in your application, you cannot go ahead. If you know framework, you know what all stuff you know in Selenium, it's okay. But if you don't know to frame a XPath, you are nowhere, because in a real-time application, you won't get direct attributes like ID, class, and all. It may change dynamically. So you should be well versed with all types of XPath. And I don't know, just off late 2 weeks back, I came to know from one of my friend who is a trainer in other institute in Chennai, there are 53 types of XPath. Even I was shocked to hear that. I may be knowing hardly some 7-8 types as of now, but it seems there are 53 types of XPath. So what all we know with that we have to keep in fingertips. Okay. Okay, so relative XPath we have covered. Then there is partial XPath. Suppose in an application you have ID attribute, okay, and ID value is ABC1234. Can anyone tell me the XPath for this? I have ID attribute. ID attribute value is ABC1234. How will you write the XPath? Anyone? Trupti, can you try?
For partial XPath, we use the contents, right?
I don't know whether I have to use partial, relative. I don't know anything. I am just giving you a scenario wherein ID is, I have ID attribute and ID equal to ABC1234. How will you write the XPath? I don't mean anything by partial, relative. Use anything, but give me a XPath. This is also an interview question I faced. You understand the scenario, right? I have only ID attribute ABC1234. Value is 123. ID value is ABC1234. Can you try? Can anyone else try who has already covered with XPath? I have Pankaj also online. So his students, if he has already covered for XPath.
I guess it should be tagline, then bracket ID equals to the value you've said.
No, actually there is
ID is present.
No. Because whenever, 1 minute, I will tell you. Whenever you have digits in the ID attribute value, it means it will change dynamically. First time when you inspect element, it will come as ABC1234. But the next time if you refresh the web page and try it again, the value will change. You can try it out with any of the website also. So that's a word of caution. Suppose in your real-time application, when you're working in a company, you get ID attribute and the value contains digits. You should try avoiding that. But you can use a partial XPath. My ABC will remain constant. Okay. Only the number part will change. So you can use this / tag name, square bracket open, starts with @attribute name, comma value. Have you learned this?
Could you just repeat?
Don't worry, I have already made a document. I'll be sharing it with you guys in the group. Okay, I'll just repeat. / tag name, square bracket open, starts hyphen with parenthesis @attribute name. That is, in our case, it will be, say,
ID.
Yes, @ID, comma, value will be ABC, because we are using starts with. Similarly, if you have for other web element, if you have a ID attribute whose value is 1, 2, 3, 4 ABC, then you will use / tag name square bracket open ends with, because your ending part is remaining constant, correct? Ends with @ID comma ABC, because here the initial part is digit and the last part is a what you say alphabets.
Here we can use contain also, right?
You can use contains if you can use contains also, but normally contains is used if your starting part is a digit and ending is also a digit. Contains means intermediate value, right?
Yeah.
So normally if your starting part is remaining constant, you use starts with. If your ending part is remaining constant, you use ends with. And if your intermediate in between attribute value remains constant, you can use contains.
Okay, correct.
Okay. So now we are, you know, absolute XPath, relative XPath, and partial XPath. There are some other XPaths also. Like I'll give you a scenario. Suppose my web element I'm inspecting, it is label within label tag. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, within label tag, I have hello. That's it. I have label hello, label tag closed. How will you write an XPath for this? Anyone can write. You understood the question I asked?
By giving a parent element.
I don't know who is the parent, who is the child. I don't know anything. I just have one label tag. I have a text hello in that. Within the label tag, how will you write the XPath for this? I don't know. Parent है नहीं है, child है नहीं है, मुझे कुछ पता नहीं. आपको सिर्फ इतना दिया हुआ है. Label hello, label tag is closing. That's it. One line. You have to inspect element and write an XPath for this particular web element. Can anyone try?
Can use text.
Okay, please tell me
By
the
taking
syntax.
by taking text property.
Tell me the syntax.
Label bracket open text.
Tell me.
I know in ID text equal to
1 minute, 1 minute. Tell me from /. Can you start? Who is talking now?
Diksha.
Diksha, can you start from /? Give me the syntax. How will you write the XPath?
I'm trying actually. / label.
Correct.
Open text method equals to hello.
Very good. This is also an interview question asked to me. Okay. And this, whenever you have a text, you can use either driver.find element by link text, or you can use this XPath. And whenever you have an anchor tag, like a tag is there, blindly you can go for driver.find element by link text.
Can you just repeat for the link test? I didn't get it.
See. When you are inspecting an element, if your tag name is A, that is known as anchor tag in HTML. A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A means mostly it will be a link.
Link. Yeah.
So you can directly use driver.find element by link text and give the link name as an argument, add the double quotes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there is one more XPath / tag name square bracket open contains parenthesis text comma
Yeah.
and you can write the text. That is also commonly used. And
This we could have used even this one, right? In your example with label and the name.
yes, then you need not give the full hello. You can just give some part of the string.
Okay. Yeah.
That way. Then
just one question.
Yeah, tell me.
If suppose XPath is like this, XPath equal to /td, then square bracket text cursor, and then you suppose hello and square bracket close. Then what is the meaning of this TD? The word
TD is a tag. TD is a tag in HTML. Are you aware of HTML? Do you have knowledge on HTML?
A little bit knowledge I have.
TD is just a tag name in I think for table data. If you have come across Have I don't know in which stage of training you are right now. Have you covered date picker?
No, not yet.
Okay, in date picker you have this TD. That is, if you have a
Okay.
table and your see date picker means if you go through an IRCT's website or say make my trip, correct? You have your date of birth. We have to click on a calendar and this one opens for the calendar pop up, right? And if you want to select your date of birth or you want to select the departure date of the train or flight, you want to select the arrival date, that all comes in date picker. You guys don't confuse at the moment now, because mostly date picker and all will be asked only in some MNC type of companies, but it is always good to be being aware of date picker concept also. If your trainer has not
Okay.
taken it, maybe you can just remind him. If he does that, that would be more helpful, then he can take it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Priya, I think this TD is actually the table structure.
Yes, yeah, table
Wherever on
data
the
TD.
website, yeah, wherever on the website, if any table structure is used, you can find this type of tag TD,
Correct,
TR.
correct. That only table
Table.
structures are used for one example where table structure is used a date picker. That only I told you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Then there
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
some.
Okay.
Okay. Then there are one more. You know, na, if suppose one attribute is common to two three web elements, we can use and two attributes. That syntax you guys will be aware, right?
Yes.
Slash tag name at the
Could
rate
you
tag.
please let me know? I'm not aware.
Uh,
I'm not aware about it.
okay. See, it's like the syntax is, suppose you have ID equal to ABC, class equal
Okay,
to,
you're asking about joining two or three attributes,
correct.
right?
Yes, using
Okay,
and.
okay.
Like
Okay, okay. That
suppose
is.
one attribute is common to two web element, you can pick up two attributes for the same web element so that it becomes unique. So use the and operator.
Okay. Yeah.
And similarly, you have or also. But normally or is not used because or means either of the one, right? So mostly in real time application, I think if you get a scenario, you will be using and only, like, both satisfied means it is, you get a unique prediction that way. And then double relative XPath, Govind has taught already. You guys are aware, right? I'll repeat. See, double relative XPath mostly is used for parent-child concept, wherein you give a double slash and write for the XPath for the parent, then you again give a double slash and write XPath for the child. You
Yes.
want me to tell the syntax fully?
Yeah, just one example if you can give.
So, see, it's like double slash tag name, square bracket open, at the rate attribute assign, single quotes value, square bracket close. Again, you give a double slash, give a tag name, square bracket open, at the rate attribute assign value.
Okay.
For example, in Flipkart site, if you open, you have that if you open the home page itself, they will give you menswear. If you just mouse over men, a sub menu will be opened, right? In that, if you inspect element any, say for example, I have written for t-shirts. Okay. So for t-shirts, it is like slash ul, square bracket open, at the rate class assign QPOMNK, single quotes, square bracket close, double slash. Then t-shirts have inspected element. Like span, text assign t-shirt. But this is same as using following, because when I learned in Varshney Advanced Selenium, I was taught using following. Following is for parent child. Like you go to the parent and inspect element the parent first. With parent's reference, you go to the child. So I don't want you guys to confuse, because I'm not aware of how Pankaj takes the class, because I've only sat for Govind's lecture for XPath. So he takes double relative XPath. Okay. So don't confuse you guys. You guys, if you are comfortable with double relative XPath, go ahead. But I'll send you in the document which I am sharing with you, I will send you that following syntax also. But both are the same only. You can use either double relative XPath or you can use following. That's it. Okay. Am I clear? Any doubts in the XPath?
As
Okay.
of now, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So in XPath, it's like they will ask you syntax. And what is the difference between single slash and double slash? And which you would prefer, whether you will prefer absolute XPath or relative XPath, why you are not going for absolute XPath. These are the questions which can be asked for XPath. Okay.
Okay.
Shall I move ahead?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Next, one second. Okay. Who all have not, for whom mouse over actions have they covered? Pankaj and Govind. Because in this group,
Only
I
for my
know
batch, Diksha.
they have not covered. Hello.
I mean, for my batch.
For your batch, they have not covered mouse over actions as of now. No? For others,
Not yet. Yeah.
for others, you are aware of mouse over action because I prepared only 2-3
No.
topics for the first. Like, okay, I'll just start. I'll just tell
Yeah,
in
like
short.
move to element was covered for Mouseover.
Okay, okay. I'll just tell in short. Normally, for mouse over actions, you use the actions class. Okay, and that is an the syntax first line would be actions object assign new actions, and in the actions class you pass a driver. That you will be aware, right? And if
Yeah.
you write this statement in the Eclipse and then action dot, if you write object dot, if you write, you will get all the functions that comes under actions class. And according to your scenario, you can use whichever actions I mean, according to what you have to perform in your real-time application, you can use it. For example, there is one known as a drag and drop. You know it, right?
Okay.
Drag means from one position you take it and drop it in other position. So drag and drop is also an overloaded function, I think so. You just as a homework after this webinar, just in your Eclipse write a short program, actions, action assign new actions driver, then action dot, you see which all which all methods are there within the action class. Okay, like there is one drag and drop. In this one interview question is they will ask you like which all mouse over actions can be done. They will ask you the syntax also. And one interview questions which asked me, I'll just shoot up to you if anyone can answer. Can anyone give me the syntax of action class using a function of action class? Anyone? Trupti, can you try? Because she was there with me, I know her. Trupti, you're there? Okay. Anyone else? Hello?
I just know the move to element.
Okay, tell me for that. You're Diksha,
Yeah,
right?
like no, Chitali.
Chetali, yeah. Chetali, tell me.
Yeah, like we have created, as you said, we create
No,
the object for
you
action
give me the syntax. You give me the syntax directly.
syntax directly, right? Then the action dot move to element, then
Yeah. Hello. Hello. I can't hear you guys.
dot perform.
Sorry,
Hello.
yeah, tell me. I think there was a, yeah, tell me. Tell me, can you repeat it again? I couldn't hear you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell me.
yeah. Action
Action
dot move
dot.
to element, and in
Ah,
brackets I pass the web element
correct.
or the XPath dot
Correct.
build dot perform.
Okay. Okay. You said
So
dot build dot perform, right? I have a
yeah,
question
yeah,
for you on this. Is it mandatory to
yeah.
use build dot perform every time for action class?
I think we can just put dot um,
Can I skip
dot
build?
build as well.
Can I skip build and just write in the example which you told me, action
Yes,
dot?
yes, we can do that. Yes, we
Can
can
you?
do that. I don't know the difference much, but we were told that it is better to use build dot perform. That every time,
Okay, okay. If I just give action dot, you said move to element in bracket web element dot perform, will the code work?
yeah, I think it should.
Okay, then what's the difference between using build dot perform and only perform? This is also an interview question.
Yeah, right. I don't know the difference, but
Okay,
I
I'll just
think
tell
that
you
was the
guys. I just tell you guys.
yeah.
See, when we are performing more than in your case, it was a single operation, correct? We are using only move to element.
Right.
But sometimes you have to mouse over an element and then click on it. Something like that can also be a scenario, correct?
Yeah.
So for that case, your syntax would be action dot move to element dot click dot perform. But in that case, when you are using more than one actions on that action object, if you write only dot perform, it won't work because there are two actions. So in that case, for compulsorily, you have to write dot build dot perform. So basic idea is when we are performing more than one operation, we have to use build first to compile all the actions into a single step and then use perform. See, in the example I told you where I have to mouse over an element and then I have to click on that element. I'm performing two operations on that action class object, right? Action dot move to element dot click dot build dot perform. That will be my syntax.
Okay.
Okay, that means two actions and I have to compile it in a single step. So that time I have to use build also and perform also. But if I am using only one operation the way you told me, like, only dot move to element, then I can give only dot perform. There is no necessity to use build. That is the difference.
Okay.
Am I clear?
So if it is more than one this thing
Yes.
action, then I have to use build. Otherwise, it can be only just perform.
Correct. I'll give you an example. See, suppose I have actions builder assigned new actions driver, where builder is my object of that actions class. And then I give builder dot click and hold element 1 dot click and hold element 2 dot click. I am performing three actions on that builder object, correct? So compulsorily you should give dot build dot perform. Whereas on the second scenario, if I have only move to element the way you told me, suppose actions dot move to element dot perform. That's it. Build is not compulsory.
Okay. Got
Okay.
it.
I'll send you the document which I've made. I'll just send it to you guys after this session. You can go through, and after that also, if you have any doubt, you can ping me or you can ping Pankaj or Govind. Okay.
Sure, Priya.
Now I was talking to Chetali, correct?
Yeah.
Others, Diksha, Sujata, are you there? You guys understood the difference between?
Yes.
You understood, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So shall I?
what
Yeah.
is basically the syntax of this drag and drop action?
I didn't get you. What you asked me?
What is the syntax of this drag and drop action?
That only I told. See, action. You have to create an object of the actions class for any mouse over action. Okay. Like double click is there. For double click, it is context click. So you will
For
create
drag and drop, how to write that?
actions for you in the class. It is covered.
No, not yet, but I'm
Okay, I'll
aware
tell you.
of some fame.
Okay. I'll just repeat it for you. Action, assign new actions, and within the parentheses, you have to pass the driver. Okay. Then semicolon. Then it will be action dot drag and drop. Parentheses के अंदर drag comma drop dot perform. Otherwise, you can give dot build dot perform also. Both are okay. If you are using only one function of that actions class, then you can give only perform. If you are using more than one method in a single go, then you have to compulsorily give dot build dot perform. Okay.
Okay, I'm not aware much about the framework, but my question is, in case of drag and drop, you have to give a source and the destination. I mean, from where you're picking the element and where you're dropping it. So, where did you mention it?
Earlier itself, I have drag and drop are the web elements. Earlier itself, I have inspected those parts. I'm just giving you the code snippet here.
In your syntax, you need not to mention the source and the destination.
My source is drag and my destination is drop. I have renamed it.
Okay, so where are you dropping that you need not to mention?
That is, I think,
on the web.
1 minute. Chetali, if I'm not wrong, drag and drop, is it a overloaded function? Chetali?
I
I'll have to.
I
My Eclipse is not open. Okay, I'll just confirm and get back to you on that.
I think yeah, it is there. If I
It's
click dot,
yeah,
I
I
can
get
see, yeah, I can
yes.
see drag and drop.
You can see drag and drop, but is it a overloaded
Yeah, yeah.
function? Is it a overloaded function? Do you have 2-3 methods with the same drag and drop name?
Yes, yes. No, 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 no. It's not overloaded one. There's only one, just one
Okay, and you give the
method.
source and destination, huh?
Yes, yes, right. We
Okay.
have that.
For me,
There's another. Sorry.
tell me.
There's one more drag and drop by method is there,
Okay.
and
What is the arguments they are taking?
it has web element source, then integer as offset and byte set the
Okay, okay.
coordinates.
So basically that coordinates means you can give the position like x and y axis how we give in maths, right? That is that
Yeah.
offset. Okay. Anyways, I'll get back to you again on this. Okay. But I think I've given you a basic idea of Mouseover. Further, when it is
Yes.
taken in the class, you guys would be more clear on it. I think for Sujata had raised the question, correct?
Diksha.
Sujata will be more
Diksha.
clear. Diksha, okay, sorry. Diksha will be more clear when they take in the class. Still you're not clear, you can
Okay.
ping me. I'll just explain it to you again. Okay?
I think Priya, what you said that source and target you have already inspected as web element, and you are
Yes,
passing
yes,
those web element in that drag and
yes,
drop method.
yes,
So
yes.
that is like clear now.
It's clear, right?
Yeah.
So shall we go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, I thought I'll take window handling. Okay, because window handling for all the interviews I have attended, whether small or MNC, they will be asking you one question on window handling. Okay. So basics I'll clear and then I'll tell you the type of question also what they ask in window handling. Window handling is covered for you guys, all of them.
Not yet.
Cheta, who was this? Chetali?
Chitali. Chitali.
They have
Yeah.
not covered.
Not yet covered.
Diksha,
No, no, not yet.
Sujata.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll just give you an intro. Okay, I'll just tell it to you in very simple words. Then again, when they take in the class, also it would be very clear. See, window handling means what, you know? See, every window you are, whenever we open a new window, actually every window has a window handle, unique window handle assigned to it. Okay, and suppose we have opened 5 windows and our
Yeah.
application requires us to navigate cross through all the window, like if I have 5 windows open, okay, and our application demands that we go to each window and then from the last we close all the windows. So we have to use something known as window handling concept. Okay, and sometimes what happens when you close all the windows, they want you to come back to the main parent window where you were there initially. Okay, so in Selenium WebDriver, they give you 2 functions, get window handle and get window handles. Okay, both
Okay.
are different. And there is an interview question. If you put driver dot get window handle, what would be the return type? Okay, that
Okay.
would be a string. Suppose
Okay.
suppose that I have only one window open, okay, for a simple scenario, and I will write in my Eclipse string parent assign driver dot get window handle parenthesis open close semicolon. After that I want to check that window handle value, ठीक है? तो उसमें मैंने अगर दिया sysout parent, you guys try this as an post webinar assignment. Like suppose you do it as sysout parent, it will give you the window handle, it will print that value.
Okay.
So you will get that window handle of the parent window. And then I told you driver dot get window handles S. Okay. That will return you a collection. That will return you a collection. For this, you should be in Java, you should be aware of set concept.
Okay.
Okay, that this window handle get window handles will return you a collection named as set, which will be a collection of string. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I going bouncer or you guys are able to understand?
Yes, Priya.
You are able to. Am I clear? I'm
Yeah.
trying to put
Yes,
it in
Priya.
a very simple way, because you guys have not still learned window handling. And I thought you guys, I was not aware till where the batches have gone, etc. I didn't check it up with Pushkar. So I prepared some 3-4 topics only in a very simple way. Okay, I'll just go. Suppose you have 5 windows opened. Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to print the number of windows which are open. Like suppose 5 windows are opened, I want to print 5 in my console. So you can write driver.get window handles.
Okay.
In the RHS, and LHS will be set string and you give a variable name. Say I have given win handles. So in my driver.get window handles will return me a collection of string which will be assigned to the win handles variable. Okay. And then if I want to print the size of my window handles, just have to sys out win handles dot size. Like for strings also, if you recollect, you have something as dot size, or you can get the size of that, right?
Like arrays we use?
Yes. In arrays, we can get the size of the array, right? Dot length we use, I think so. Here it is dot size. Dot size, it's okay. If you just write win handles dot, you will get a auto suggestion itself. Control space maroge na. Get a auto select size and it will print the number of window handles, windows open. Okay, and you guys are aware of for each iterator?
Yeah. For each.
It is same as for only, but normally in Selenium we put it as a for each iterator. Yeah, it is simple. You just have to type FOREACH. Okay. For each type करके control space मारोगे ना, automatically you will get that value. And then for each करके control space करो, enter. Then you can write string. Because we are dealing with strings, right? Because get window handle and get window handles return you a string type.
Right.
Okay? So string and you give a variable. Say I have given win hand. And then in the syntax itself of the for each you have a colon. Okay, I'll just come, wait. See, in Java, how do you put a for loop? For int I assigned 0, semicolon, I less than 5, semicolon, I plus plus. Correct?
Right. Yeah.
Where 5 is the total size of that array. And you want to iterate towards each, so you use a iterator I. Similarly, for each, here it is string. Okay? And instead of I am using win hand as a variable name. You can use anything, any variable name. Okay? And win handles would be the total number. In this case, my win handles is string collection. It will be a number. Okay. And then win handles will be a collection of string. And then inside the for each body, you have to write driver dot switch to dot window.
And then what is the iterable?
Iterable is win hand.
Win handle. Then the element that you're passing, like string, and then the string name we have to pass, right?
Correct. That is a iterator. Instead of I, we will be using win hand. And total iterator.
Okay.
And total will be win handles. We have got it with driver dot get window handles. Correct?
Yeah. Got it.
Got it? And then the simple syntax. See, only two driver dot switch to dot window. And which window you want to switch? In the parenthesis, you will give win hand. So, मतलब first iteration में पहला window आएगा, second iteration में second window, third window, fourth window, जितना है उतना iterate होगा. उसके बाद suppose इसमें दो question आ सकता है. Okay. Firstly, they will ask you what is the return type of driver dot get window handle.
Yeah.
What would be your answer, Chetali?
String.
String, correct. And suppose you have 5 windows open.
Yeah.
How would you iterate towards all the windows and close it? So you have to say, I will take driver dot get window handles, assign it to a collection set. I will use a for each iterator. Inside the for each body, I will write the statement driver dot switch to dot window win hand semicolon. And within the for each iterator itself, I will write driver dot close. so that I will go to individual window and then and there close it. Am I clear?
Okay.
Uh,
Yes, Priya. You'll be
Only you are
sending this
talking.
syntax, right?
I'll be sending the syntax. I'll be sending the syntax,
Okay.
and even
Yeah.
in the class they will be taking for you also. And I see only
Yeah.
Chetali
Yeah.
talking, Diksha, Sujata, Trupti. You guys are understanding or it's going bouncer? Please let me know, because I don't want it like me talking and you guys don't understanding. Then the purpose is not served for the webinar, right? You just give me Diksha, Sujata. You are there.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, please.
Yes,
You
yes,
guys
yes,
understood?
understood.
Sujata, आपको
Yeah,
समझ
Yes,
में
Priya.
yes,
आया? Trupti?
yes.
Yeah, I'm understanding, Priya.
Okay, okay. So window handle this and window handle में और कैसा practical scenario कैसे पूछेंगे? Suppose you have 5 windows
Mm-hmm.
and I have a web element in my 5th window.
Okay.
I have to traverse towards all the 5 windows and click the web element on that 5th window.
Okay.
Something like that. Something they ask means you have to tell first I will get using get window handles. I will store in a set collection. Then I will use a for each iterator. Inside the iterator, I will switch to the particular window, and then I will check if that element is present. I think dot is displayed or is enabled ऐसे कुछ है वो I'm not very sure. I'll just check it out. मेरे को एक ही इंटरव्यू में ये पूछा था. उसके बाद I will click on that. You have to just for each के अंदर ही विंडो स्विच करने के बाद you have to write that web driver dot find element by XPath dot click, because your
That
web
will
element,
be
that web element to be
that will be the
clicked.
condition.
Yes. Chetali's baby is crying.
Priya, I have one doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
The element is on suppose on 5th page, right?
Fifth
So when we
window.
do the switch to Windows, so that time we have to pass that web page.
See if it is in the 5th window, something like that. I don't. If it is in the 5th window, our total size. Suppose they will not. They may ask you like suppose you can just compare the value. Maybe like say suppose they will say last window may you have an element where you have to click it.
Correct.
Okay, so when you do for string winhand colon winhandles, inside the body driver dot switch to dot window winhand, you have already traversed through till the last window. So within that for each loop itself, you give driver dot, you inspect element inspect element for that web element in the 5th window dot click inside the for each itself. Did you get it?
So when we do the switch to Windows, so that time we have to pass the 5th window, right?
Yes.
Right.
I'll try and get back to you on this.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose if they are telling it is your web element is this in the last window, because when we give a for each iterator, it will go till last window. But I think this is a
But
good
what?
question. Yes. If it is in the intermediate window, I think you have to put up a condition or something. When I'm not
Right.
worked, you have to put a condition, and then maybe within a if loop you give some condition, and then you can what you say. You can give a if condition, and then you can go to that particular window and click on that web element, something like that. The pseudo code would be something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll confirm with Govind or Pankaj and get back to you on that. I'll post in the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, with window handling, only these two questions mostly are expected. But window handlings, mostly all the interviews they ask you for window handling.
Okay.
And mostly if you're on telephonic interview, it's still fine. They may not ask much depth. But if you're on a face-to-face means you have to write and show. So this they will, and they may, because set collection is coming, they may immediately raise a question on Java, this also Java collection concept, that is map, set and list. So you should be, I've made a document for collection, but I have not got to explore much on it. I've just shared that document also in that group. And maybe you can try reading from any internet source about more about collections, because
So do you
nowadays,
really use those Java collection sets in your project automation?
yes, yes, we use list and set. Set is used when we deal with window handling, and list is used. Suppose in a web page you have 50 images,
Yeah.
okay, and I need to capture the text of all the 50 images. सपोज एक पर्टिकुलर टैग को हमको सर्च करना है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इमेज विल हैव अ img tag, so that will
Yeah.
be a collections. You remember driver dot find elements by dot tag name.
Yeah.
So if you give driver
Right.
dot find elements by dot tag name image img, that collection you have to assign to that returns you a collection of list. So basically map नहीं
Yeah.
use करते हैं. I don't think, I'm not aware of using map in Selenium WebDriver, but list and set is used. Set is used for window handling and list is used to get a collection of particular tag name. Like suppose you
Okay.
want to suppose you want to, in a web page you have 50 links and you want to return all the links, then driver dot find elements by dot tag name A, and you left hand
Yeah.
side would be a list collection, list string, that way. So list and this
Okay.
is used, but all the, if you are appearing for a MNC or even level 3 CMM company, they will require you to have knowledge on collection. They will shoot a question on collection, surely, because I am into
Okay.
2-3 other WhatsApp groups also. Like earlier when I was in Chennai 2 years back, I had done from an institute. So keep posting the questions. Half of them I have already shared in that apna VIPL jobs also. So they have a question on collections, but they may
Okay.
not. They will ask you. So for interview point of view, when you are preparing Java, means you should know collections also.
Okay.
Basically this list, set, map, all are interfaces. When I have not revised much, like I have not seen for a while, so
Yeah.
I'll just share that document which I have made for this one, collections, with you guys. Okay. And
Priya, any question on hash table? Do they ask any question on hash table?
हैश टेबल, आई मुझे उतना पता नहीं है हैश टेबल के बारे में, लेकिन if the interviewer is little padu types, means he will ask that also. Just for interview point of view you should have the knowledge. Then I don't think real time में उतना यूज नहीं करते हैं, क्योंकि लिस्ट और सेट हुआ तो बस
Hash
काफी
table
है.
I used in automation.
I'm
Hash
not
table I used mostly in the framework, so that's why I asked.
hash table. Maybe you can share your input what is about. I am not aware much on hash table.
Okay, it basically we used when we try to find out any particular property. Its hash table is basically a type of collection which have ID and the relative value in that.
Is it key
So
value
whenever
pair?
we try to search all the properties, key value pair, right?
Key value pair.
So
Okay.
do they ask any question on that also?
See, if for interview point of view, I think you have to be prepared on that also, because I've seen questions uh, being asked for others just for interview point of view. I have not used it in real time application, because key value pair means, in my, if you guys have come till for framework, I have used for this one. We have a property file, right, in POM model and all. So in that property file, we use key value only, no? That's also said a key value pair in property file.
Yeah,
Key
I'm
assigns
not
value.
aware about the Selenium, but on other frameworks, I saw the use of hash table.
Other
I
frameworks
don't know about
means
the Selenium. That's why I'm
which one?
asking.
Which one?
RFT I worked on, rational function tester.
I am not aware. I'm not aware. Hmm. I'm not aware on that. But key value pair
Yeah,
means in map also. In map also it is key value pair only. In collection, which map is also a collection, in that also it is key value pair only. I will send you guys across
Okay.
that collection. I have made one this one or two page this one document, Word document. I'll share it with you guys. Okay.
Okay.
You guys have time. Actually, I've prepared for frames also, but I need to know Chetali, Diksha, Sujata, have they completed with frames? Because I don't want you guys
No,
to.
Priya.
They have not, na? Then
Frames
okay.
we have not yet covered.
Okay, no problem. I'll push it to the next webinar. No problem.
Yeah, sure. That would be good.
Okay. So can we end for the day? I have recorded the session also. Okay. I will share. I'll just figure out how to share it.
Priya,
Yeah, tell me.
I have one question.
Tell me.
Uh, if duplicate elements are there in a project, how we handle that?
Duplicate elements, as in while writing XPath, you get multiple suggestions for the one XPath that way.
Overall in project, if suppose a UI has been changed,
Okay.
so suppose by mistakenly a duplicate element has been generated, then how we handle that?
Duplicate elements, can you be more clear on your question? Duplicate element as in, are you telling one new element has been added which has the same proper attributes like a element which was previously present, something? See, in
Yes.
that case, see, normally, first of all, for any project, you should know one framework thoroughly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in most of the, now even Cucumber framework has come up. Even in small companies, they have started using Cucumber framework. But when we use page object model to what question you have asked, in page object model, we create a property file. Okay.
Correct.
In that
Yes.
property file, we keep all the as a object centralized, like Pravesh had also taught us, right? Property file. So if any new element is added, simply you need not change your test case or test script or page methods. You directly go to
Mm-hmm.
that repository. You add that what you say, add that web element. That's why that's the main purpose of that property file, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you write 50 test cases, after writing 50 test cases, the client is changing any object, any web element. So that changes
Mm-hmm.
cannot be reflected by us on all the 50 test cases, right? It will be very tedious to go through all the 50 test cases and change it. So
Correct.
better in that of the property file, you can add it or make you can edit that property file accordingly. That's why that is the ease why we use, I mean, the framework, and basically that why do we keep a centralized object repository and all.
Right. So the answer is property files, right?
Correct.
So we
In
have
the
to use in the
so
property.
you make
Correct.
changes in the property file, it will be automatically reflected in that page methods and test scripts. You need not touch your script and page methods. That's why page
Mm-hmm.
object model is followed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Any
you.
other?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Any other questions? दीक्षा, चेताली, सुजाता, क्योंकि मुझे पता नहीं आपका कितना लिया हुआ है क्लास में. So any other questions,
No,
चेताली?
Priya, nothing from my side.
Was
Priya,
this
nothing from my side.
okay? Was this webinar useful for you guys?
Yes,
Yes,
Priya,
yes,
very much.
yes.
Okay. I think I'll just connect with Pushkar, and maybe if I'm free next Saturday or Sunday also, we can